Can't be convinced this one about backwards. Okay, so this pranayama is called Prachardana Vitarana Pranayama. I just say the street of horse and
Is it, what is the benefit of it?
jive.
Oh,
You'll see when you do it.
yeah. Okay.
It's very focusing, it's very, it kind of puts your attention, I mean, think about pranayama, they always say in the yoga, it thins the veil between ordinary consciousness and your deeper connection.
Yeah.
So that's what it does, it helps you settle into your practice. So finally comes the practice that this sutra refers to, Prachardana Vitarana Pranayama. Prachardana involves breathing through both nostrils forcefully and rapidly. The uniqueness of this breathing pattern is during exhalation, the breath is directed to strike the region of the soft palate, which lies near the floor of the brain. So you are focusing your attention on that talu chakra at the roof of your mouth. This makes the soft palate vibrate while diffusing the intensity of the outgrowing breath. Similarly, with each inhalation, the breath enters the nostrils with great force, striking the soft palate before reaching the trachea. In short, the forceful and rapid exhalations and inhalations are both directed at the soft palate. The Vidarana portion of the practice is introduced in the advanced stage. This will probably, we're retaining the breath, so we're not going to do that part right now.
Which book are you in? Sutra. What page? Okay.
At the Secret of the Yoga Sutra, page 173 and 174.
And that's the second book.
Yeah. So I wanted to read what he had to say about it, but I'm going to tell you what it is, and we're going to practice it. Okay. So
And can you spell it, please, for us?
yeah, I'll test myself.
I'm sorry. How you doing, kid?
Hang in there, trying to focus.
This may help me. I don't know why I can't stumble over this one. Prachardana Vitarana.
I'm glad you get caught up on one thing.
Oh, there's maybe one. I think there's two things actually. Okay. So
But they would drop
basically-
the A.
no, we don't. Not in this one.
Okay, the Hindis.
The Hindis will. We don't have. We're going to do Sanskrit. We don't want to do Hindi. So
Is it a
the
dialect Hindi or is it?
it's
another
just
part of the
derived from the Sanskrit language, but it's a more, modern language. So
Oh.
when we're looking at it, I mean, if you want to learn Sanskrit, keep your A's.
I like it.
Okay. But don't be judgmental if people do it because that's just the way they learned it. Okay. So when you're doing this pranayama, like I said, like I read, it's a focus on the soft palate at all times, but you have to get the mechanics of it down. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show it to you. It's almost like you start with Vastrika and then you add Ujjayi in and you focus your attention at the soft palate. So it looks like this. I'm going to start and do what I just said.
That's exhaustion.
I feel like I've been thinking of doing Vastrika and I've actually been doing what you're just doing, because it's so much more, it's easier for me to access if it's in that when it's
You're
up
probably
there as
maybe
opposed
used to doing Ujjayi.
yeah, I just love
more.
that so much that I
Yeah, you might
Yeah.
incorporate that into all of them. Yeah. So it's meant to be in this one, but when you're doing your practice at home, do a round of Vastrika first, then you do your Surya Bedi, and then you do this one.
Can I ask where you're supposed to feel the breath moving in your nose for regular Vastrika? Should you feel it kind of at the tip of your nose or?
You could feel it anywhere through the nose and through the nostrils. I mean, it's a little too forceful to just feel the tip.
Right.
So you would feel it coming through the length of the nose. Let's give it a try. So you're gonna start out doing Bhastrika, then add Ujjayi and focus on the pulsation at the soft palate. Okay? So just take a full inhale. Exhale, start Bhastrika. Now close off your throat and add Ujjayi. Focus on the pulsation at the soft palate. It's okay.
Height.
Okay, and then go ahead and relax. Are there questions? Do you feel like you have it?
I need to, I'm gonna need to practice that.
No, you don't feel like Nikki?
No, it would be helpful if you would give like more verbal directives because I can't really see you enough to understand what's happening.
Okay, so you're familiar with Bhastrika and you're familiar with Ujjayi. So we're gonna do Bhastrika and then we're closing off the glottis and doing Ujjayi at the same time as Bhastrika. And then we're feeling the pulsation at the soft palate.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what you want to do. I mean, those are really the 3 steps. And then there's more as we get into retaining the breath, but, and there's another visualization and mantras and whatnot. But it's really, you always do Bhastrika first to establish it. And then it becomes rather easy to add the Ujjayi or just close off the glottis, just like you do in Ujjayi breath. And then your attention is on the pulsation at the soft palate.
You can really feel it.
Yeah.
I felt that.
And it might take a couple times before you feel like you can really, it might be unfamiliar at first. So you might have to practice it a little bit. But in time, it should become easier. So Nikki, does that help you understand what we're trying to do a little bit more?
I think I know what to aim for. I'll need to just practice it
Practice
to understand what the heck is going on.
Okay, let's try it one more time before we do it as part of our practice. Find your sitting position. Notice your breathing. And then begin Bhastrika breath. And then close off the glottis and add Ujjayi. Focus your attention at the soft palate. And then relax. Take a couple of breaths. And open your eyes. So when you're doing pranayama, there's a lot of different things you can focus on. So when you're doing Bhastrika, you can focus on the movement of the abdomen in and out. That's a lot of times where we start people because that's how we actually do it. And when people are doing Ujjayi, you can focus on the constriction in the throat. But a lot of times when we're leading people through a diet, especially in class, we're not just focused on that, but we're also focused on the body moving and how that feels. But a lot of times with these exercises where these are all to sense and become familiar with prana. You're focusing somewhere in the head,
Yeah.
so even Surya Bedi, you're not focusing on the belly anymore, you're focusing on the touch of the breath inside the nose. So this one, you're focusing on the soft palate. And then we can add on, we just need to practice this for maybe a month before we can add the visualization. Because it's too confusing to add too many things at one time. Okay. Any questions? I mean, I know it's unfamiliar and we need to practice, but are there any specific questions about what are we doing?
Just what our practice should be, you said, is Surya Bedi.
Vastrika
Or
first.
Vastrika.
So 25 to 50 Vastrika,
Yeah.
we'll say.
Okay. And then.
And then Surya Bedi.
Bedi.
And then,
How many
This.
Surya Bedis? I forget, that was.
that's just you going back and forth. So just maybe do it for 30 seconds to a minute. And then this one, you go until you lose the rhythm. If you lose the rhythm, stop. Don't try to force it. If you start to cough, that means you're done.
Okay.
There's always the next day. And these practices are really, once you get into this one, you want to be careful and not do these when you're agitated, or you're under stress. I mean, not that we're not always under stress, but like if you're having, like I do not do these, I do these practices every day, except when I'm disturbed about something. I just don't do it to myself because we're building the amount of prana in the body and your prana goes to what you're already doing. So if there's agitation, it can build more agitation.
Okay.
And you want to be careful not to do that. So we're going to do a meditation practice now that incorporates all of them, and then we'll go into meditation.
Incorporates all the breath.
Yeah, we'll do all the breaths. So you're going to kind of find a seated position.
How long are we gonna be seated? Probably like
15, 20 minutes.
okay, I've been started. Prop up.
Oh yeah, prop up.
I saw it, but
Sorry, I'm cleaning up, but
that's okay.
I know it's been a
A lot.
long day, lot of stuff. Okay, so find your seat, observe your body. Find the balance between stability and comfort. And move towards, the most inner space that you can kind of imagine. So open up as much as you can. Relax your shoulders, lift up through the sternum, but relax through your shoulders, draw the ribcage back a little bit. Soften your jaw. let the breath be easy. So feel your breath and relax around your breath. And then we're gonna move into one round of Vastrika. So you can start whenever you're ready and do your round until you feel like you're done and then come back to diaphragmatic breathing. And when you come back to diaphragmatic breathing, notice the energy in your body and the way you feel after the Vastrika. And then we'll move to Surya Baby. So you can start when you're ready, and just go about, I'll tell you when, maybe, if you need to stop before I say it, go ahead and stop. But we'll go maybe 30 seconds to a minute. And then go ahead and relax and breathe. Notice your prana, see if you can become sensitive. And I forgot to say, at this point, you need stability for pranayama. So I personally teach this and incorporate it in my own practice with the Srini mudra. So you want to tighten around the anal sphincter. And then we're going to move into our new Pratardana Vitarana Pranayama. So we'll start with Vastrika. You can start when you're ready. Ajur Ujjayi. Start to focus on the pulsation at the soft palate. Okay, when you lose the rhythm, or now it's probably enough anyways, relax and feel the soft palate. You can come back to diaphragmatic breathing, but have an awareness of the soft palate. We can think of it, just as Panaji said, as the floor of the brain. And move your attention up to the center of your brain behind your eyes. And then move your attention up to the forehead cavity. Let your attention rest there. sense for the space of the forehead cavity and also notice your breath, the pulsation of prana. Move to the center of your brain behind your eye. And then feel the inside corners of your eyes. Feel the tip of your nose. Your throat center. Your heart center. Your navel center. And just as you felt for the navel center before, let your attention explore the sensation there. And you can almost feel like your eyes are turned down and you're looking into the navel center. Move down to the pelvic center. The root center. Keep sensing for the root center as you breathe. Back to the pelvic center. Navel center. Heart center. Throat center. Feel the touch of the breath, the touch of the breath at the tip of the nose. The inside corners of your eyes. The center of your brain. And then your forehead cavity. On your next exhale, exhale from the forehead center out through the nose to a space about an inch away from the nose. And as you inhale, inhale back from that space into the forehead cavity. Just let your breath flow down and up, and you want to keep it subtle and effortless. The next time you inhale, you can let your breath rest at the forehead cavity. You can bring your attention to your heart center. Bring your hands to namaste. Have gratitude for your practice, for the chance to sense for prana and restore balance and promote healing. Namaste.
Namaste.
Okay. So there might be questions about the pranayama. I understand that. We're going to practice it again tomorrow, or we're going to talk about it again tomorrow. Do not practice it again tonight. There's no reason to. And when you do this practice, when you make it part of your practice, you really do these things, and especially with the breath retention, you don't do them very many times. You know, so one round of Astrika, Surya Vedi for a little while, and then this practice, just one round.
Are we supposed to be retained, like holding
No,
our breath?
Not yet.
No,
We'll get there.
okay.
Yeah.
So Bhashika,
Good.
Surya Vedi is the with the Ujjayi, and then
No, Surya Vedi is
the
alternate nostril.
alternate.
Yeah.
And then
This is
Or-
the Prachardana Vidharana.
that's the Ujjayi.
Yeah, the Bhastrika with the Ujjayi, with the focus at the
Soft palate.
soft palate.
So we're doing Bhashika, the A1.
Surya Vedi,
Surya Vedi, and then after that, what?
this
that's
one. No, this one.
Oh, then that one,
Oh,
okay.
yeah.
EV.
That's
It's just not tonight, not anymore. We've done enough pranayama.
And then our meditation.
And then your own meditation.
Okay.
Yeah. So we'll practice it again tomorrow. So you feel like you have it with me one more time before you go out on your own to do it.
Are we still doing the written jive?
You can do the Mrityunjaya. Yes, I want you to do the Mrityunjaya until we do the Gayatri. And this practice is actually done with the Gayatri. So we're getting there.
With the written jive, we said it much faster than I do when I'm
Oh,
doing it
okay.
myself.
That's okay.
Yeah, me too. I'm a little slower.
I was wondering if maybe tomorrow we might,
Go slower.
not necessarily, or just do it again so I can,
Yeah, sure.
yeah,
Mhm. Can start out that way tomorrow.
sorry. But
Okay, one more question. So when we're at home, should we be doing what you just did where we went from the eyebrow center, down through the chakras?
You could, if that makes sense to you, but you can do your own meditation
Okay.
practice, however
Okay.
you want. That's just the meditation I used today.
Yeah,
Yeah,
okay. Just
yeah.
wondering.
Yeah, don't worry about remembering all of that. You will
Okay.
get to where it's
I like
built
that,
into a complete practice for you by the end, but
Okay,
we need to add little bits at a time.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, well, thank you,
Thank you.
everyone. This is a
Thanks, Kate.
packed full day, so go home and rest. And tomorrow will be a little lighter as far as content. Okay, thank you. All right, bye.
Thanks, everybody.
Thank you.
Girl. I'm sorry.
Good night.
Good night.
You want to get done? See you.